Hello dear students, my name is Vikram Nallode. I am an assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. I am working at SATC Yadrao, Itsukanji. In previous lectures we have discussed the introductory part of steering system, its linkages and the basic units of the steering mechanism. In today's lecture we will cover the stub axle. Let's start with the objectives. So we will cover the objectives and then we will discuss about the stub axle. So objective of today's lecture is to study and understand what is stub axle. So let's discuss about the steering linkages. That part have already been covered in previous lectures. This is only the basics. So linkage, it means it is a connection of various links between steering box and front wheel. It is meant to transfer side to side movement or front to rear movement of pitman arm, or it is also called drop arm, into left to right movement of at the wheel. So we will consider via the linkages various movements are transmitted from one of the point of the system to another point. So as it is mentioned here, means it is the linkages between steering box and front wheels. The form of steering linkage depends on the type of vehicle. We can't say the same type of steering linkage system is implanted on in means all different vehicles in similar manner, but it depends vehicle to vehicle. Different vehicles are having different types of systems. That is, whether the vehicle has an independent front suspension system or a rigid axle type front suspension system. So this is the basic information about steering system and its components. Today's lecture focuses on the stub axle. So let's go for a little bit basics. This is the driving wheel through which driver transmits the rotary motion, or this rotary motion is converted into the angular movement of the wheels. This is the steering column. Inside steering shaft is connected from this steering wheel to the steering box. So steering box consists of gear box. So this is the cross shaft through which that steering box is connected with the drop arm, or it is also called pitman arm, with the help of the ball joint at the ends. And then after, pitman arm is connected with the drag link, and drag link is connected with the link rod arm. So you see there is a front axle over which the wheels are mounted, and then after, along with the front axle, and this is the track rod that is parallel in axis to the front axle in this picture. This is front side here. So exactly what is stub axle? The main axle beam is connected to the stub axle by means of kingpins. Stub axles can have any of the four shapes. So these four shapes I will show in these slides. One is Elliot, then reverse Elliot, this is lemon, and this is reverse lemon. So first of all we will focus on the stub axle. So in this case, stub axle, the front wheel stub axle assembly is clearly shown. The wheel revolves over two balls bearings, which can be adjusted by means of an adjusting nut. All seals are provided to prevent the leakage of lubricant from the bearings. In vehicles using independent suspension at the front, rigid axle has been dispensed with, as already explained. Means if we consider the rigid axle front suspension, this is the example of rigid axle front suspension system. So this is for rigid axle only. So otherwise independent systems are also there. Though the stub axle is retained, which is connected to the members of suspension by means of a kingpin about which it is to be steered. However, on modern cars, even the kingpin has been replaced by ball joints at the ends of the stub axle. So in case of stub axle, the front wheels are mounted. So you just observe how this axle is represented. I will tell the names of various units of the stub axle. This is the stub axle, and here this is the quarter joint, and this is the kingpin, and this is in similar manner. This is the kingpin, and here is the quarter joint. This is the main beam as shown in the previous diagram. So the here over this main axle, the wheels are mounted over it, and here this is the main beam, and this is the steering arm end. So this is stub axle connections with the front axle. The front wheels are mounted on the stub axles, which are connected to the main axle beam by means of kingpins, as it is shown here. The stub axle turns on the kingpin, which is a light drive fitted in the axle beam, high located, and located by a taper cotter pin. There are phosphor bronze bushes fitted into the forked ends of the axle, and these provide a bearing surface for the kingpin. Further, there is a steel washer or a thrust bearing to take the vertical loads. These washer are bearings located either on the top fork of the stub axle or between the lower fork and the underside of the axle beam. So let's discuss about the types of the stub axle. As the diagram shows, different methods used for pivoting the stub axles. These methods are designated as Elliott, reversed Elliott, then this is Lemoine, and here this is the reversed Lemoine. Elliott type, if we talk about it, let's discuss about various components. This is the thrust washer, this one, and over which this is the kingpin, this is the quarter joints, and this is the stub axle. So here this is the front axle beam. In this case, Elliott type, in which the steering knuckle is inserted between the forked end of the axle. But in case of reverse Elliott, I will tell the names of the units in similar manner. This is the cotton pin, over which this is kingpin, which connects with it. This is the thrust washer, and this is the stub axle. Here this is the front axle beam in reverse Elliott. Reverse Elliott type, where the steering knuckle is forked and the axle proper fits inside the fork. Now in third case, it's Lemoine. This is the axle beam, this is the kingpin, this is the quarter pin, and this is the stub axle. Lemoine type, which has a L shaped, so you just observe this is the L shaped steering knuckle, which is attached with the axle end by a pivot. Most of the vehicles employ reversed Elliott type of pivoting. So this is the reverse Lemoine, axle beam, stub axle, and kingpin is here, and this is the quarter pin. So as the thing is discussed, that most of the vehicles employ reverse Elliott reversed Elliott type because its manufacturing is easy. There is equal distribution of load exerted by the stub axle. It needs a simpler steering arrangement, and it is equally adaptable for use with front brakes. So generally it is in use due to these discussed points. The stub axles are made up of 3% of nickel steel and alloy steel that contains chromium and molybdenum. All these compositions which improve the strength of the material at various aspects of loads and external temperature. So in today's lecture we have discussed about the stub axle. The types of stub axles are also discussed, the four types. Hope you have understood the mechanism of the stub axle. Thank you so much.